Welcome viewers. In this particular video, I have been accompanied by Mr. Divyanshu Kumar Mishra, who is currently enrolled in the course of MA English and also attending classes at Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna Garhwal University. In this particular conversation, I will try to find out his preparation strategy, his schedule, his routine, his timetable, and all. And also, I will try to find out the lifestyle at Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna Garhwal University. So without any further ado, let's jump straight into it. Let's learn all these things from Divyanshu himself. So welcome Divyanshu, how are you?
I'm good, Tanay. Thank you.
All right, Divyanshu. So in this particular conversation, I will basically ask you 6 to 7 questions, answers to which you have to provide to me as well as to all the viewers, because the questions and their answers will certainly help those students who wish to clear this particular examination for the course of MA English in future. So, Divyanshu, please give your introduction so that the students can learn about you. Please, Divyanshu.
Uh, Thank you, Tanay, for this opportunity. As my name has already been mentioned, I'll introduce myself without mentioning my name again.
That's okay.
Uh, I'm currently enrolled in the course of MA English here at Hemvati Nandan Boguna Garhwal University. My session started in 2022 and I'll continue to be a student here till 2024. In order to enroll myself here, I took and cleared the CUET examination in 2022. If everything remains in accordance with me, I foresee myself earning a PhD as well in English literature.
That's quite impressive. That is very good. And this is something that I want to, draw the attention of the viewers towards. See, what happens basically, a lot of people, they basically obtain their MA and then they simply let go of the opportunity and the chance to obtain PhD. So do not stay here. Try to earn a PhD as well, because see,
Absolutely.
basically when you go for MA, your prima facie predominantly your objective is also and always to obtain a PhD as well. Okay, Divyanshu. So moving towards the question and answer segment, the first question moving towards you is, tell us all about the strategy that you followed to clear the CUET examination.
Speaking of strategy, I'll say that it was quite simple.
Hmm.
Of course, I sought for guidance from a quite learned teacher, Mr. Ashutosh Dutt Mishra sir.
Indeed, indeed.
Also, as per his recommendation, I read few books
Hmm.
which strengthened my base and basics.
Okay.
Took mock tests. I would especially add that these days students and aspirants give too much importance to the strategy of others.
That's true. That's true.
Well, in my humble opinion, there is a serious need to frame own strategies
Right, right.
and follow them instead of going around seeking for strategies. I said so because it is the student himself or herself who knows better what are his or her strengths and weaknesses as well.
Good, good, good. That's
Just because I followed a particular type of preparation pattern, there is no surety that it will work for someone else.
Mhm.
So please, if possible, prepare your own strategies. Read from authentic sources, reputable sources. Avoid listening to a lot of people.
Mhm.
As the more people you listen to, the more advice you will receive.
That's good. That's good.
Having too much advice for one simple thing or task is never a good idea.
Correct. Correct.
In the end, the entire moral of my statement is that don't overcomplicate things, keep them simple, and there is no exam that you will not clear.
Right. I am with you. I agree with you totally. And I have seen that the students try to, find out the strategies of those who already have cleared the examination. But the
Right.
entire
Yes.
objective behind finding the strategies is always to first find the strategy and then follow the strategy, totally. So they always avoid making their own strategy, and that's something that a student should not run away from. So it is always better to
Mhm.
frame your own strategy, because so I will bring an example over here. Someone goes to gym and then does push up during the first 5 minutes. Someone goes to the gym and runs for the first 5 minutes. So It depends and it varies from person to person. So if you are a kind of person who needs a completely different type of a strategy, who needs to work on a completely different area, and you want to improve a particular skill, a strategy that someone else followed may not work for you. So that's what I think. And I have noticed that the students basically see, basically the fear inside the student, is so robust, is so strong, is so, dominating, that students end up believing that they have to follow someone else's strategy, because if and when they do not follow those strategies that have already been followed by those who cleared the examination, they will not succeed in this particular examination, which is basically a fallacy. You can create your own
Mhm.
strategy and you can certainly clear this examination. Okay, Divyanshu, moving to the second question. Is coaching necessary for clearing CUET, or can a candidate clear this examination by self-realization? Please say something about it. What is your take on this?
Okay. Tanay, what works for you is best for you.
Certainly, certainly.
Uh, from this position, I don't see any examination that cannot be cleared without coaching.
That's true.
Coaching has become a cult.
Hmm.
Fear factor and peer pressure both push a student to get into a coaching institute.
That's true. That's true.
These days, students are being conditioned in such a way that they too are of the opinion that competitive exam cannot be cleared without coaching.
Right, right.
I don't subscribe to that.
Hmm.
However, I don't want to demonize coaching institutes. And
That's very
if you
nice of
want to save time and don't want to wander clueless, coaching institute can be better option, worth
you.
considering.
Hmm.
Also, affording a coaching can be slightly out of park for few students.
That's there. That's there.
There are there are good coaching institutes. I
Hmm.
too took help from a teacher, but be very cautious while picking coachings. A few are in this market because there is good money in it.
Right,
Don't become their victim.
right,
Just
right.
because your friend is going to a coaching doesn't necessarily mean that you are in a need of such.
All
Well,
right.
introspection is required. Do it
Certainly.
and then choose the right thing for yourself.
Right. So I want to draw the attention of the viewers toward this introspection thing. Basically, what happens most of the time, we never try to understand where exactly we are weak, or in which areas we need to work. So we basically live in this delusional state that we are good. Okay, we don't need introspection, we don't need to look deep inside of us to understand what exactly we need to do in order to improve ourselves. So we, because this requires like great amount of honesty. You have to be very honest if you want to, because when you look inside of your own self and you find out that there are shortcomings inside of you, and then you know that in order to fix these shortcomings you need to put in great amount of hard work, and you need to be very consistent and all. What happens, a lot of people escape this particular hard work. They do not want
Right.
to put
Yes.
in that much hard work, because they know that this is going to be very monotonous, very boring, time taking and all, and they basically expect quick results. So introspection is important. Speaking of coaching institutions, of course you can go to a coaching institution if you want to save time. Coaching institutions are not bad totally, but see what happens these days, a lot of people have started providing coaching classes to students because they know that there is good money involved in this market, and this coaching institution cannot be drawn within the boundary of unethical things. It will always remain ethical. If the student succeeds, the coaching will definitely publish or advertise its name here and there. If the student fails, then it's the student's responsibility. It was the student who did not pay proper attention, and then thereby he failed or she failed. So this is very safe. It's a fail safe business. So a lot of people have started this for that particular purpose only. And so don't become their victim, as you already have rightly mentioned. All right, Divyanshu, that was a
Right.
very good answer. I must admit this thing. Okay, moving to the next question. But before I ask this question, I want the viewer to know one thing. So in 2022, Divyanshu cleared CUET examination and made himself eligible for 11 different central universities spread around the nation, not from two or three states. Like in each and every corner, Divyanshu secured a seat for himself. So, and then he took admission in Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna University. So you do not come across people, such people on daily basis who have achieved this type of success in their life. So Divyanshu has certainly cleared 11 universities, made himself eligible for 11 central universities. So I would like to know, Divyanshu, and this is my third question as well, out of 11 universities, what made you take admission in Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna Garhwal University? So please say something about
That's true that I was last year eligible for admission in 11 different central universities, out of which I chose Hemati Nandan Bahuguna Garhwal University. There is actually a very valid reason behind my particular decision.
it. Right.
This university is undoubtedly a very prestigious institution. I
Certainly.
had the thought to step out of my home state. Also, I was not ready to go through a cultural shock.
That's true. That's true.
I wanted to study in the most comfortable environment possible. So HNBGU has all that I had expected.
Of course it
Uh,
has.
this university's library is its environment, the professors, and the location. Everything is quite suitable, and one can easily live here and continue to acquire knowledge for months and years.
Aha,
So
that's
it's
true.
beautiful. If I have to say something more, I'll say come here and see for yourself.
Yes, I agree with you. And I would like to accentuate the point of cultural shock. So what happens if you go to Tamil Nadu, if you go to Northeast, see, you will have to face language barrier, right? Okay, they speak in
Right,
totally
right,
different
right, right.
language. So lingua franca will be very helpful to you. But there is one issue because their mother tongue is totally different. So apart from English language, you will have no option through which you can communicate. So that's one thing you need to keep in your mind. Second is the fooding, the lodging. It can become difficult for you if you go to a place where the culture is totally different. Okay, you will certainly fit yourself into those environment, but what I think is initially you may have to face problems. And Divyanshu, let me tell you one thing. I know a few students who went to different universities, and because of this cultural shock, despite being so good in their course and despite having such great knowledge about the course, they decided to withdraw their admission from those universities, and they returned back to their hometown and then took admission in university which is not at par with those good central universities. So this happens to a lot of students, and yes, of course, cultural shock is an intimidating thing. So and comfort is always there. If you take admission in a university that provides you a very comfortable situation, you can learn things without putting in a lot of effort and without dragging yourself through torture and inflicting situation and all. So that's a very good point. And okay, Devyanshu, so I will move to the fourth question, which is please tell me the names of the books, which books basically you or which sources basically you read from in order to clear the CUET examination. So Devyanshu, what's your take on this?
Um, Actually, I purchased two books: The
Hmm.
History of English Literature of Oxford publication by Edward Albert,
Right.
and the other
Very
one
famous
of
book.
Arihant publication. Sorry?
That's a very famous book, Edward
Yes, right, right, right.
Albert. So yeah, please
Edward
continue.
Albert. And the other one of Arihant publication, the usual generic book for net and alike exams.
Okay.
Attention must be paid that only having these two books is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
One needs to memorize a lot of points, as
Right.
this exam is an MCQ exam.
Mm-hmm.
And such examination can only be cleared with precision.
Right.
Having a rough idea of something can make you lose your chance.
Right. Right.
So be very specific and very precise. If you want to check the level of precision, don't hesitate to take mocks. Don't
Right.
get overwhelmed by the question. Don't get disheartened by the low score in a few unfortunate attempts. Just take one mock after another, and you will find yourself in a central university for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And see, speaking of MCQ examination or examinations that are MCQ based, an aspirant or student needs to be very precise, very accurate, and he or she needs to exhibit conviction. So I know a few students who can write subjective answers, the best subjective answers in this world. But if you ask them to go and take an examination, which is an MCQ based examination, because of this lack of precision, lack of conviction, they will even fail to, reach near the threshold number of marks or the required number. They won't be able to even get close to the cutoff. So that's something students need to work on. And of course, taking lots and lots of mock tests will certainly help. Because what happens, students basically, see, I have seen this mindset in a lot of students. So basically, they prepare properly. They do not miss out on preparation. They read all the topics. They cover all the topics, but they do not practice the questions because they believe that if I read properly and if I cover all the topics, for the first and last time I will take the examination hall and I will secure a seat for myself in a central university. That's not the right approach. I mean, you can certainly succeed if you are honest, but on the other hand, I would like to say that there is no surety. You may have to bite the dust. You may have to, go through failure. You may have to witness failure because you did not practice mocks in the first place. So very good, very good point. This was very good answer, I must say. Okay, Divyanshu, moving to the penultimate question, the question which is fifth question also. I would like to know that tell me one unique thing that Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna University, Garhwal University offers to students, which is slightly hard to find in other universities. So please explain this thing.
Well, I am a student of this university.
Hmm?
For me, it's like getting into Hogwarts.
Oh, the Harry Potter thing. Wow, that's great.
The
Nice
Harry Potter,
approach.
yes.
Yeah. Please
I
continue.
am incapable of finding even one bad thing about this university.
Ah, that's good.
Therefore, to say that such and such things are good here is difficult.
Hmm.
But I'll mention a few exceptionally good things about this university.
Okay,
First would be the professors.
certainly.
Uh, you will find such parental treatment here that you will even forget that you are actually 100 or 1,000 kilometers away from your residence.
Hmm.
Uh, they are always ready to provide guidance and help, be it in academics or something pertaining to life other
Hmm.
than academics.
Right, right,
Second would be the library and the collection of books.
right.
English literature books can be quite expensive at the books,
Yeah, they are
as
quite.
the books are of quite reputable publication.
Hmm.
Purchasing all books is a far cry for a lot.
Hmm.
Even I cannot afford all. So the library is there for all students, and one will definitely find what he or she seeks for.
Right, right. And I know universities where library is there, the infrastructure is there, but books are not there in the library. So when a
Yes,
university says that, we have this library, we have books, and when students go there and find out that the entire library is vacant, there is not even a single book
right.
of any use. So this is precisely that's the point in time when they realize that they have been cheated by the university. So I think that universities must pay attention to their, give importance to library, must pay attention to the condition of the library. So if the number of books are low, try to increase the number of books, try to provide books to each and every individual studying over there. So that's something which is quite good, as you already have mentioned about Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna Garhwal University. And so, viewers, if you want to go to a university, library of which is quite rich, Hemvati Nandan Bahuguna University can be an option. You can consider this. You can try to, score that much marks with the help of which you will find yourself in this university. And that's a very good point, Divyanshu. And I think this is a very impressive aspect of your university because I know central universities where you will fail to find good research papers, where you will fail to, find good materials to create your dissertation and all. And this is quite disheartening. I mean, you are getting into a
Right.
university, you are clearing an examination, you are traveling 1,100 kilometers away from your hometown, and then you are getting into a university where you have to spend again thousands of rupees just to purchase books. And speaking of books, I know that there are a few books which are quite expensive, quite voluminous, quite thick in appearance, but a student barely needs 2 to 3 pages of that particular book. But just because the book is not available in library, the student has to spend a lot of money to get that book. Okay, money is one thing. You have to travel from one place to another place because all books are not available in all bookshops, right? You have to travel from one bookshop to the other bookshop. You have to roam, right? You have to wander, and then still there are chances that you may not be able to find the book. So that's a very good thing. I mean, yeah, that's quite impressive. Okay, Divyanshu, I would like to ask you the last question, and then I will certainly thank you for the time that you have managed for this particular interview. Divyanshu, my final question is, sixth question is, please give some final advice to MA English CUET aspirants. What would be your concluding remarks? Please say something.
Tanay, hard work betrays none.
That's true. That's true. That's a very famous proverb also.
Yeah,
You are.
so if you are honest,
Yeah, please
if you
continue.
are truthful,
Hmm.
if you are honest, if you are truthful, no one can or will present hurdles before you.
That's true. That's
It's your own filthy cleverness that
true.
makes us bite the dust.
Aha, that's true.
Uh, yeah, don't lie to yourself and study consistently.
Hmm.
Also, keep one thing in mind that there is a reputation that is supposed to be maintained by a literature student.
Hmm.
Uh,
Hmm.
you are no different, and you have opted for literature, so discharge that duty responsibly.
That's true.
Try to get into good institutions,
Hmm.
maintain a very good friend circle, stay
Hmm.
away from inconsequential things.
Hmm.
Life will be worth living. That's it. Tanay.
Wow, that was quite, that was a very good concluding remark. And see, viewers, understand one thing, that honesty is what will take you, through examinations. You will be able to clear examinations if you are honest, if you are, performing that, act of introspection as well. Try to look into yourself. Do not try to blame others. Avoid blaming others. Avoid blaming the situation. Try to understand the situation, the environment, and try to bring the best out of yourself, right? Because you know that human abilities have no boundaries, so you can become anything. So what you think you can become. So pay attention to your own self, your day-to-day life, routine, schedule. Structure your strategies properly, and so and you know see, if you want to listen to someone, I think Divyanshu is the person whose advice you must pay attention to, and you should listen to his statements, and see, whatever he has said is the actual reality, because he's living the life that a lot of you are planning to live in future, in far in the future. So that's it. And if you find this video helpful, if you think that we have missed a few points, then you can sorry, you can leave those questions in the comment section. We will certainly have another session with Divyanshu wherein he will definitely address those questions as well. And if you think that this video is helpful, kindly leave a like, subscribe to the channel, visit this channel regularly. We will be uploading more and more videos and interviews on this particular channel. Having said that, thank you, Divyanshu. Thank you for your time. I have gathered the
Thank you so
information
much,
that
Tanay.
you have a very busy schedule and still you have managed the time out. So thank you very much. And thank you very much, Divyanshu. All the best for the
Thank
PhD
you.
examination, and all the best for the examinations that you will take in future. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you.